Manufacturing at world-class levels is a relentless pursuit of 100% quality, 100% on time, at the lowest cost possible. It's about increasing efficiency while eliminating waste and wasteful activity at the very same time. Plants and plant managers are always on the lookout for how to reduce costs while at the same time improving OEE and keeping their resources focused on high-value activities. Unfortunately, sometimes cost reduction efforts can miss the big picture, especially when they are solely focused on reducing unit costs. I'll give you a for instance. I was visiting a plant a few months ago. The team was tasked with the challenge to reduce their waste costs. Oily water disposal represented a significant annual cost for the facility, and they were looking for ways to reduce that annual expense. They had renegotiated pricing with their waste hauler and felt they had done everything to reduce the cost of off-site disposal. Out of ideas, they decided to consider the path taken by several of their sister facilities. Buy an evaporator, boil off the water, reduce the volume of waste requiring off-site disposal. There was significant capital costs, there were air permitting requirements, there was added responsibility for an already taxed maintenance department. And though the cost of ownership, as well as the cost of actually managing this process to ensure it was really delivering savings, wasn't fully understood, they felt they had an acceptable business argument for buying the equipment. The expected rate of return on the upfront expense was acceptable. However, it was based on the volume of waste the facility was generating. In fact, they celebrated if waste volumes went up, as they had been trending, the savings was even greater. Now, when our world-class goal is to eliminate waste and wasteful activity, this mindset seems like a backwards way to look at things. So we were asked to come in and assess the problem and take a different approach. Instead of focusing on the price of disposal, our goal was to better understand what was generating the waste to begin with. If we could reduce the volume of waste requiring off-site disposal through better on-site practices, we could significantly reduce the volume of waste having to be hauled away. The best price for a gallon of waste is not generating that gallon to begin with. We noted that primary sources for their waste was coming from their wash operations and from their machining centers. As they had limited monitoring in place, waste was generated when they did their preventative maintenance actions or when they ran into actual OEE-related issues and dumped the process. Our recommendation was to implement robust condition monitoring, combined with contamination management and on-site recycling. This would reduce their waste volumes by over 50%. They would also recover chemistries that in the past were just being thrown away and replaced whenever they did a system dump. OEE would go up, as condition monitoring meant they were using KPI data to manage and maintain their process, instead of using time-based PMs or reacting to events. It would significantly increase process capability and give them the data they needed to continue to drive CI within their manufacturing process. Reducing the volume of waste generated by the facility by 50% suddenly made the ROI on the evaporator not look so promising, and I definitely sensed some disappointment. Engineers love to buy equipment. The point of this? Price is always important. However, in our efforts to reduce costs, we need to focus on the bigger picture to be sure we are addressing root cause first and supporting our overall increased efficiency and productivity goals. Efforts spent improving OEE and reducing total process costs align with our objectives of a world-class organization, while purchasing capital equipment to contain the waste cost puts the focus and energies of already taxed resources in all the wrong areas. It's tough to differentiate containment actions from real waste elimination opportunities when you're living inside the process. Sometimes an outsider with different perspective and different experience can help spot the assumptions and ask the right questions to look at the problem differently. Take a hard look at any upcoming projects. Are they containing a problem or improving the capability of your process?